Hello, and here we go with a new video, and this one is going to consist of pretty much just the one clip. So exploration stats are currently systems visited up to 5,670. Total height space distance is now up to 176,804. Total height space jumps to 10,479, and max distance from the start is at 25,969. And by far the most important thing is that yep, Sagittarius A star is right in front of me, and though your eyes do not deceive you, you are seeing some of the distortion from the supermassive black hole, even though we're not in the same system. Now granted, we are pretty close to it at 3.32 light years, but nevertheless, seeing the distortion from this distance is quite something. Now, I am barely awake. I'm feeling unbelievably sleepy. This should keep me awake for a bit. Let's go.
Drive charging.
I've also got the rugby on. Wales look like they're going to win it easily. They're currently 19-3 up in the 67th minute.
3, 2, 1, engage.
So here we go. There she is. That is the supermassive black hole of Sagittarius A star. So we are here. We are in the center of the galaxy, or galactic zero, or whatever you want to call it. And you can see just how much the distortion is, well, distorting everything. That is the distorted Large Magellanic Cloud, so it's even distorting that. So the distortion is immense. I've no idea how close we can get to this thing. Surely we can get closer than 60 light seconds. I don't want to push it. I don't want to. Let's see, the heat is already quite high at 56. That's the second sun. I'll say second sun. But I mean, look at the size of that fucker. Was it worth coming out here? Yes. I mean, look at what it's doing to the Large Magellanic Cloud behind it. It's, the small one is, well, you can see it just, but it's just fucking, that is just yeah. It's just outrageous. So I don't think it's distorting all the way around me. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna fly away from it, or at least yeah, I think I am flying away from it. This is the light distortion that's doing all this. I'm flying in a straight line, but I want to scan the second star, but I will obviously be coming back to Sagittarius A, not out. Now, obviously this is, well, I guess quite the achievement for me. I guess for a lot of explorers, I suppose they would consider it to be quite the achievement. I mean, you don't have to do this to get to, you know, the Explorer Elite. It's not essential, but I mean, it does certainly go a long way. Let's check the... So there it is, old Zulu Romeo was the first to discover it. But I mean, it's all the way here. It is immense, and it is the only one in the system. This is a genuinely unique object here. So this is a Class B star that I'm approaching. As soon as I scan this, we'll fly back to A star itself. We'll fly back to the black hole, have another closer look at that. Now, if you're a fan of Star Trek, particularly the films, and in particular Star Trek V, you may be wondering what happened to the Great Barrier. And in fact, something that's vaguely similar to the Great Barrier that you see in that film probably does actually exist around the supermassive black hole. It's not completely dormant, although there isn't very much actually around it, which is why it's not gaining any additional mass. And compare that to Great Annihilator, for example. That is gaining additional mass, and at a fair old rate. But Sagittarius A star isn't. If it was, then there would be a cloud, a near constant cloud of superheated gas around it, which would obviously be glowing and would probably incinerate anything that got near it, much like the Great Barrier from Star Trek V. So although, I mean, it was a bit ridiculous calling it the Great Barrier, technically it's not, you know, completely wrong. It's not complete bullshit. What is bullshit is the possibility of another star being in this system. With a supermassive black hole like that, nothing else would be able to exist here. I mean, technically Sagittarius A not out is not a system. It's just the center point of the galaxy, and that's where the supermassive black hole is, which is the same for every galaxy. They all have a supermassive black hole of some description. Some of them may have formed quasars, some of the younger ones. It's even been theorized that many millions, if not billions of years ago, the Milky Way galaxy itself was a quasar. But all of the material's gone, so it's now reverted to being just, I use the term advisedly, a supermassive black hole. One thing I didn't check, I'm not going to do it just yet, I'll wait till the scan to finish. So the scan started when we were 50,000 light seconds away from it, which is about normal for a type B. It means we were able to shave off quite a bit off the actual journey as well. We don't have to go all the way there. So while that's scanning, let's just take another look at the system map. So it's the solar masses 516,608, which sounds immense, and let's face it, it is immense. Source 2 is the name of the second star. Okay. But by supermassive black hole standards, it's actually quite, well, ordinary. There have been far bigger examples found, if you can believe that. So let's get a move on. So from this distance, probably because there's not much else in here, we've got the the whole galactic core forming like a ring around us, but we're approaching Sagittarius A star from the wrong angle to be able to see any effect on it. But obviously as we get closer, the effect that we will see is immense, as indeed is the effect that it has on, well, all sources of light. What I think would look quite impressive is if there was another player here, and I'd like to see how the light distortion affects how their ship looks. Obviously we would both have to come out of Super Cruise in order to, you know, really see what it looks like, but I think that could look quite impressive. It would certainly look unusual. Nevertheless, I'm not going to hang around here for fucking days on end just to try it out, so, you know, it's a throwaway line. I'm not going to do it. This approach is actually a bit disappointing. I'm not really seeing a great deal. It looks like you're not going to see very much in the way of the distortion until we are actually a hell of a lot closer. And yet despite that, you could quite clearly see the distortion when we were in the other system, when we hadn't even arrived here. So, you know, I don't really know what to make of that. I mean, it could be the distortion's so immense that it's all around here and I just can't see it. I doubt it, but it could be. Okay, well, I said I doubt it, but I'm starting to think it is. I can see movement from the star field, but they are either side of the cabin uprights here. Seeing more of it now. Actually seeing more of the actual black hole itself, despite the fact that we are still over 2,800 light seconds away. We were when I first saw it. So anyway, I've made it to the centre, and I've made it to the main target destination. But this, of course, is not the end of the journey, not by a long shot. And I now have to decide which direction I'm going in. Now we're seeing a lot more distortion of a sizable area. But yeah, I now have to decide where my next destination is going to be. Now I've got a few options. There is an orbit line that's going through the centre, so you can actually see the point of origin of the black hole itself, but Sagittarius A star isn't in an orbit. It doesn't move. Everything around it moves, but yeah, the black hole itself certainly doesn't. The only time Sagittarius, you can see there, it's distorting the image of the galaxy that's behind it. I think that's the trapezium galaxy. Then again, that shouldn't be too much of a surprise because I saw that happening around the Great Annihilator, so it's certainly going to happen here. So I guess I do need to get some screenshots. I haven't taken any yet. How close can I get? I'd be amazed if I can get much closer. 46. He is going up. It's going up at a steady rate. It's not like absolutely skyrocketing. So it's at 66 at the moment. '71, '73. I'm gonna have to pull away soon. Yeah, it looks like the heat's going to build up too much before I would be able to actually
warning, temperature
there we
critical.
go, stop at, within it. Alright, now I've got to get the hell out of here. There we go. So it actually took a while for the heat to go down. We're now outside the distortion field. Well, there you go. So there it is. That is the centre of the galaxy, or Galactic Zero, or Sagittarius A star, or whatever you want to call it. So, right, I made it, and my stats from making it are 5,671 systems visited, total hyperspace distance of 176,807, total hyperspace jumps of 10,480, and the max distance from the start of 25,972. Not bad. But this trip is not done yet. I intend to, what was that, okay, I'll round that up to 26,000, so I intend to double that to 52,000. But I have a couple of nebulae I want to check first before I do that. So that will be the next part, heading to well, eventually heading to regions unknown. So the two nebulae I've been shown, I know they're going to be worth visiting, or one certainly will be. The other one I don't know if I'll bother or not. And well, once that's done, I then carry on heading north, and then I really do have no idea what I'm going to find there. So that's a pretty good view of the black hole there. We got the galactic plane running right the way through the middle of it. It's a pretty good view with which to end the video, I think. Alright, there you are. That is Sagittarius A star. That is this video brought to an end. So this is Commander Lucosa saying, go away.